Hey guys, Gumrex here to talk about this crazy hype chapter 937, and boy was it epic, unbelievable. As a Zoro fanboy, I'm absolutely pleased with this chapter, but not only is Queen and Luffy shown a little bit more, we get a little bit more of Big Mom, but we get tons of Zoro at the back end of the chapter, you guys. We get all of these secrets about the history of Wano and the Mito grade swords here, so let's jump into it. This week, Oda gives us a cover page, and yes, it is another brilliant illustration here. We have Zoro wearing a Sun Pirates t-shirt, and he's reading a map. Is it going to be useful for him, guys? Probably not. But I think the most important thing for this cover page is Usopp is actually wearing a Vikings helmet. And we've seen this on Dory and Bragi, and I think this is yet further foreshadowing with Usopp being crazy connected to Elbaf, and maybe this unfortunate fate that Usopp could have in Elbaf. If you guys haven't seen that, I'm going to toss that right up here for you guys, this Usopp connection to Elbaf video. Jumping right into the action here, we have Big Mom still riding this Croco Shark with the team here, and yes, we get some more funny interactions between Chopper and Big Mom here, but what's important is she's talking about how she's craving oshiruko, and yes, it's this type of Japanese food. And then what's really important is they're still on their way to Udon, and then it pans over to Udon, and we have Luffy training a little bit. I'll get into that in a second here. But we actually have Queen, and he's talking about this Ushiruko food that Big Mom wants to eat, and he's saying, like, this is my favorite food. I'm not sharing with anybody. So I think this is absolute foreshadowing that, yes, Queen is going to make it. Big Mom is going to make it to Udon, and yes, she's going to fight Queen. So extra excited to see this hype battle. I don't think Luffy will even get time to fight Queen now is what I'm thinking. In Udon here, we actually have Luffy, and he's taking all of this as training, you guys. Yes, he's in this arena. He's having a great time doing it, but he's having flashbacks to Rayleigh. It's amazing to see. He's absolutely obsessed with training right now, and he's training his Armament Haki, and he's thinking about when Rayleigh took down that elephant. And he's like, yeah, he was doing this, and he's doing all these karate moves, and he's thinking about how Rayleigh wasn't even touching this elephant when he hit him with this Armament Haki here. So yes, Luffy is training. He's growing right now as he's in this Udon prison cell. And yes, he had these Sea Prism Stone cuffs on. We saw Conqueror upgrade a little bit from that, and now he's training his Armament Haki. So yes, Luffy's getting way more powerful. We're seeing Oda draw him even stronger throughout the chapters here. So yes, this is the time that Luffy is growing here. I don't know if he's quite getting anywhere near Kaido's level. I think Kaido would still be able to one-shot him, honestly, but we are seeing Luffy getting a little bit stronger here. So next it flashes back over to Ringo country, and we have this Benkai guy and Zoro fighting on this bridge, and we actually finally get a name for him. He's gyukimaru, and yes, he does have these 7 weapons and all these relations to Benkai, but what's really important here is we start to find out these little secrets about Wano and these Mito grade blades here. So yes, Zoro and this guy are casually fighting. Zoro's got his cape on, so he's not really taking it too seriously. He's just having a conversation with them, and the guy is telling us secrets about Ryuma, and he's talking all about Ryuma and how ancient and legendary he was, how he was known as a god to the land of Wano, and how his blade Shusui was actually this national treasure that Wano has here. So Zoro's trying to explain to him what happened back on Thriller Bark, and gyukimaru is not taking it seriously. He's like, this isn't what happened. You're lying to me right now. And as they're having this casual fight here, gyukimaru actually drops the idea. He brings up how Wano country, it was actually known forever ago as the Golden Country, and Zoro says gold. So there's this really weird relation here. I'm super excited to find out exactly what this could mean. If you guys have any ideas, please comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think Wano being related to the Golden Country, being called the Golden Country, could mean. Once again, during these casual discussions here, this gyukimaru guy brings up how Ryuma had taken down a dragon, and all of this Ryuma conversation is once again, yes, I'm a strong believer that Zoro actually is related to Ryuma, and we're gonna find this out, you guys. I'm basically sure of it. If you guys haven't seen that video, gonna toss that one up for you here. It's talking about Zoro's ties to potentially Odin. I think it's a lot more likely that he's tied to Ryuma though, and all of the foreshadowing is explained in that video. So I am so happy, you guys. I absolutely was a strong believer this whole time. I was sure of it. During this fight here, Zoro and this gyukimaru guy are fighting, and all of a sudden we hear someone yell, "Help! Someone help me!" And Zoro kind of looks over his edge, and then the guy he's fighting tries to attack him, and he says wide open as he attacks him. This is definitely going to turn into a meme here, this whole wide open thing. Every time Zoro looks away or is slightly distracted, this guy's swinging at him here, which you kind of expect in a samurai duel. But what's important is we find out that this person that's yelling for help is actually Komurasaki. Yes, she is alive. I knew it this whole time, and she is carrying Otama with her. You guys, Komurasaki is alive because she used this Nikomata devil fruit. I'm sure this is going to get explained at some point here. So I'll put up that video here for you guys as well. That is why Komurasaki survived, is because she had this Nikomata devil fruit where she's actually able to come back to life once again. If you guys haven't heard that theory, you got to check that one out here. So just when you thought this chapter couldn't get any more epic and they're crying for help, Komurasaki says, our lives are in danger. You actually see Kamazou the Killer. Yes, he had chased them all the way out to Ringo. He left the flower capital where all of his killings originally had been happening. And he was chasing Otama, essentially, and Komurasaki was carrying Otama, and he's chasing him all the way out to Ringo, and he jumps to attack them, and Zoro, boom, disappears, gets there, blocks the sword attack here, and Kamazou explains himself a little bit, and Komurasaki calls him out and says, why are you after Otama? What is going on? I know that Orochi had sent you to do this. So yes, Kamazou is actually working for Shogun Orochi, and yes, Shogun Orochi is this evil bastard, as we all knew, but Kamazou is actually going around being a direct assassin for Orochi here. As they start to fight here, yes, Zoro is fighting Kamazou the Killer finally, and we get this face, and you guys, I don't think it is Denjiro here, and I'll explain a little bit why at the very end of the chapter here as well, but I originally thought that Kamazou the Killer was actually Denjiro because the Witching Hour boy had essentially been confirmed to be Aizo from the Whitebeard Pirates. If you guys haven't seen that out, I'll put that one up here as well for you guys, but essentially, I thought that it was going to be Denjiro, and it doesn't look like it is. And as they're having this fight here, Zoro takes off his cape, and Kamazou says, oh, you're going to take this seriously now. And Zoro actually says, like, this guy's really strong. So, yes, Kamazou is no joke. Shogun Orochi had him sent out as his assassin for a reason. He is a powerful samurai here. And as they start to have this fight, it's really interesting here, and I'm excited to see what this could be. I don't even have any guesses at it right now for you. But there's a flutter way up in the trees here. There's a flutter going on, and it seems like there might be someone hiding up there or something. Really interested to see what it is. Or maybe it was just kind of the calm before the storm is what Oda was portraying here, because as they're having this fight, once again, this Benkai looking guy that Zoro was originally fighting on the bridge says, you're wide open, and attacks him. And then this throws Zoro off here. And what happens is, as Zoro gets thrown off, Kamazou the Killer actually takes his scythe and stabs Zoro. And Zoro actually gets an entire scythe going through his arm here. And at this point, you're panicking because you're like, what the hell? Zoro's this ultimate beast. He should be able to take on two people. But yes, I guess two great samurai from the land of Wano can actually be a threat to Zoro. And just when you're getting a little worried about Zoro here, of course he pulls through. And yes, he does his demon face here, you guys. And what he does is he rips this scythe out, puts it in his mouth, and yes, he's got three sword style back here. And then he fucking attacks Kamazou and takes him out, you guys. It's so epic. You have to pull up this chapter. If this whole time you haven't had this chapter pulled up on Jimini's box, you have to do that. There's way too much action, way too much Zoro fighting two different samurai. We've been waiting for this hype forever. Another very important part that I kind of missed here was actually this gyukimaru guy that Zoro was fighting while they were having this conversation. They were casually fighting kind of here, and he's talking about how Wano was considered the golden country way back in the day. He actually brings up Shusui as well, and he's talking about how Shusui was not only considered a black blade, but how it got this way because of Ryuma, and how it originally was not a black blade, and then Ryuma made it this way. So it kind of makes it seem like over time, a sword can gain experience, essentially, and then it can become a black blade. It's really confusing, but we already know of Mihawk having the black blade Yoru, and I'm really interested to see about how we're going to learn kind of a Haki version of these swords, I think, where as Zoro gets more powerful, he's going to be able to put his essence, essentially, down into his blades, and they are going to become black blades from the experience that they get fighting in epic battles with an epic user having them. Please subscribe, guys. I absolutely love making these videos for you. And please comment down below, too. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think this is for foreshadowing for Queen and Big Mom to fight? Is Big Mom going to get there in time and actually be the one who takes out Queen for this crew here? Do you think that this Black Blade essentially is a user's essence and they're able to put it into their swords? Is Zoro gonna make all of his swords black blades by the end of Wano once he starts to figure this out a little bit? A lot of people are talking about this interaction between old Gramps Hyou and Luffy, and when Luffy brings up Rayleigh, it almost seems like old Gramps knew Rayleigh, and he wasn't really that interested in all this hockey stuff that Luffy's able to do. But when Luffy brings up Rayleigh, he's actually a little bit intrigued here. So Do you think that when Roger went to Wano way back in the day, Hyou was this big prominent figure and actually got to meet Roger and actually knows Rayleigh a little bit? What do you think is going to happen with Zoro now and Komurasaki? If you guys haven't seen that Komurasaki video on how she survived, I do think it's the Nikomata. You guys should check that one out. Once again, you guys, please subscribe. Thank you so much and have a great day.